Imagine waking up one morning, not to the sound of an alarm clock, but to a notification on your phone. It's not from a friend or your bank or even a news app. It's from your own personal financial AI. It tells you that while you were sleeping, it analyzed global market trends, read thousands of financial reports, and even scanned the emotional sentiment of millions of social media posts. Based on all that data, it rebalanced your entire investment portfolio. It sold a small position in a cryptocurrency that was about to dip and bought into a new emerging digital asset it predicts will surge in the next 72 hours. This isn't science fiction anymore. This is the world we are rapidly heading towards, an economy where the most powerful players aren't human traders in expensive suits, but silent, incredibly fast algorithms. This new financial world is being built on two of the most disruptive technologies of our time: artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency. For years, we've thought of crypto as a human-driven revolution, a way for people to take back control from big banks and governments. But an even bigger shift is happening behind the scenes. AI is quietly integrating itself into every corner of the digital currency landscape. It's becoming the brain behind the blockchain, making decisions at a speed and scale that no human could ever hope to match. The very nature of money, how it's created, how it's managed, and who controls it, is being rewritten by lines of code that are learning and evolving on their own. Think about what this really means for a moment. For all of history, money has been a social construct, a tool created and managed by people. Its value was based on collective belief, government backing, or the scarcity of a physical material like gold. But in an AI-driven economy, value can be determined by pure cold logic. An algorithm doesn't have emotions. It doesn't get swept up in market hype or panic during a crash. It simply analyzes data and executes commands based on probabilities. This introduces a level of efficiency and predictability we've never seen before, but it also raises some incredibly important questions about our own role in this new system. So, the big question isn't if AI will take over finance, but how we will adapt when it does. Are we prepared for a world where our financial future is managed by a machine? This isn't just something for Wall Street traders or Silicon Valley tech geniuses to think about. This change will affect everyone, from the seasoned investor to the person just trying to save for retirement. Understanding this shift is the first step toward not just surviving in this new economy, but potentially thriving in it. The game is changing, and the rules are being written by algorithms. It's time to start paying very close attention. The story of cryptocurrency began with a simple, powerful idea: decentralization. Bitcoin was created to be a peer-to-peer electronic cash system, free from the control of any single bank or government. For the first decade of its existence, the market was largely driven by human emotion, speculation, and community belief. People bought Bitcoin because they believed in the technology, or because they saw their friends getting rich. News articles, forum posts, and tweets from influential figures could send prices soaring or send them crashing down. It was chaotic, unpredictable, and fundamentally human, but that era is now coming to an end. The biggest change happening in crypto today is the systematic replacement of human roles with artificial intelligence. This evolution from a human-driven market to an AI-controlled one is happening at every level. It started simply with basic algorithms designed to execute trades when a price hit a certain point, but now we're seeing sophisticated AI systems that are taking on the roles of analysts, fund managers, security experts, and even currency creators. These aren't just tools that humans use. In many cases, they are autonomous agents making their own decisions. They are not just participating in the market, they are actively shaping it. This shift from human intuition to machine intelligence is the most significant leap forward for digital finance since the creation of Bitcoin itself. The journey from early cryptocurrencies to the new generation of AI-influenced coins shows just how fast this is moving. The original coins, like Bitcoin and Litecoin, were relatively straightforward. Their rules were set in stone in their code. But now we're seeing the emergence of digital assets that are dynamic and adaptive thanks to AI. These new currencies can change their own monetary policy in response to market conditions, optimize their transaction speeds, or even identify and neutralize security threats in real time. It's like comparing a classic car, which is beautifully simple, to a modern self-driving vehicle that is constantly learning and improving itself with every mile it drives. This AI takeover is forcing us to rethink the very definition of a decentralized system. The original idea was to distribute power among many people. But what happens when the most powerful and influential participants in that network are no longer people, but a handful of highly advanced AIs. Does the power just shift from a group of bankers to a group of algorithms? The control is still concentrated, just in a different form. As AI becomes more deeply embedded in the fabric of crypto, the market becomes less about what people think and more about what the machines calculate. This is a fundamental power shift that we are all living through right now. One of the most powerful applications of AI in the crypto world is its ability to predict market movements. Humans have been trying to do this for centuries, using everything from complex charts to gut feelings. But a human analyst can only process so much information. They might be able to read a few dozen news articles, check a handful of technical indicators, and follow a few key influencers on social media. An AI, on the other hand, can do all of that for the entire global market in a fraction of a second. It can read every financial news story, every company report, every blog post, and every tweet related to a specific cryptocurrency. And it can do it continuously, 24/7. This isn't just about processing text, it's about understanding context and emotion. Modern AIs use something called natural language processing and sentiment analysis to gauge the overall feeling of the market. It can tell if the chatter on Twitter about a certain coin is overwhelmingly positive, fearful, or skeptical. It can even detect subtle shifts in the language used by a CEO in an earnings call or a developer in a project update. By aggregating all this data, news, technical charts, social media sentiment, and even blockchain transaction data, the AI can build an incredibly detailed and nuanced picture of the market, allowing it to spot trends long before most human traders even notice something is happening. For example, imagine a small, relatively unknown crypto project. A human analyst might overlook it completely, but an AI might notice a sudden increase in developer activity on its GitHub page. It might detect a growing number of positive mentions from influential tech bloggers. It might see a subtle uptick in the volume of transactions on its blockchain. Individually, these signals are small and easy to miss, but the AI sees them all at once and recognizes a pattern. It can flag this obscure coin as a potential breakout candidate, giving its users a chance to get in before the price pumps and it hits the mainstream news. This is how AI finds hidden gems. This analytical power is no longer just for big hedge funds. Tools are becoming available that allow individual investors to access this kind of AI-driven insight. Platforms are emerging that provide sentiment scores, trend predictions, and automated alerts based on complex AI models. This levels the playing field in some ways, giving smaller investors access to the kind of analytical power that was once reserved for the financial elite. However, it also makes the market move much, much faster. The window of opportunity to act on new information is shrinking from days or hours down to minutes or even seconds, because as soon as information is public, AIs everywhere have already analyzed and acted on it. Once an AI has analyzed the market and made a prediction, the next logical step is to act on it. This is where AI-powered trading bots come in. These are not the simple rule-based bots of the past that would just buy at one price and sell at another. Today's AI trading bots are sophisticated systems that use machine learning to adapt their strategies in real time. They can execute thousands of trades across dozens of different exchanges simultaneously, capitalizing on tiny price differences that a human trader would never even see. This high-frequency trading was already fast, but with AI, it's reaching speeds that are almost incomprehensible. These bots are constantly learning. Every trade they make, whether it's a win or a loss, becomes a new data point that helps refine their future decisions. They learn from market mistakes and successes, constantly tweaking their algorithms to become more effective. If a particular strategy starts to fail because market conditions have changed, the AI can recognize this pattern and automatically switch to a different strategy that is better suited for the new environment. This is a level of discipline and adaptability that is nearly impossible for human traders, who are often prone to emotional decision-making like panic selling during a dip or holding on to a losing asset for too long. Several companies are already pioneering this space, offering AI-managed crypto funds and trading tools to the public. Firms like Numerai and Syndicator have built platforms that crowdsource intelligence from data scientists all over the world who build predictive models. The platform's central AI then combines the best of these models to create a meta model that trades a crypto hedge fund. In essence, they are using a global network of human and artificial intelligence to make investment decisions. This hybrid approach shows how AI can be used not just to replace human analysts, but to augment and amplify their collective intelligence on a massive scale. The accessibility of these tools is also growing. It's no longer necessary to be a coding expert or a quantitative analyst to use an AI trading bot. Many platforms now offer user-friendly interfaces that allow anyone to deploy a pre-built AI strategy or customize their own with a few clicks. This democratization of advanced trading technology means that the average retail investor can now compete with the big players. However, it also means the markets are becoming more crowded with automated systems, creating a complex ecosystem where bots are trading against other bots in a relentless, high-speed battle for profits. Beyond trading and analysis, AI is also fundamentally changing the core infrastructure of the crypto world, starting with smart contracts. A traditional smart contract is a program that runs on a blockchain and automatically executes the terms of an agreement when certain conditions are met. For example, it could automatically release payment once a product is delivered. They are powerful, but also rigid. Once a smart contract is deployed on the blockchain, its code cannot be changed. This means it can't adapt to unforeseen circumstances or learn from new information. It simply follows its pre-programmed instructions for better or for worse. AI is changing this by making smart contracts, smarter. Researchers are developing AI-powered smart contracts or intelligent contracts that can learn and adapt over time. Imagine a supply chain contract that doesn't just release payment on delivery, but can also analyze real-time shipping data to predict delays, automatically renegotiate terms with the carrier if a problem arises, and even check the quality of the goods upon arrival using IoT sensors. These contracts could make decisions based on probabilistic outcomes rather than simple, binary, if-then statements. This would make them far more flexible and useful for complex, real-world agreements that involve uncertainty. AI is also making our digital wallets more secure and intuitive. A standard crypto wallet just holds your keys and lets you send and receive funds. An AI-powered smart wallet, however, learns your personal spending habits. It can recognize your typical transaction patterns, the amounts you usually send, the addresses you frequently interact with, and the times of day you are most active. If a transaction suddenly occurs that deviates wildly from your normal behavior, like a large transfer to an unknown address in the middle of the night, the AI can flag it as suspicious. It might require extra verification or even temporarily block the transaction to protect you from theft or scams. This proactive security is a huge step forward. Blockchain's immutability is one of its greatest strengths, but it's also a weakness. If your crypto is stolen, it's usually gone forever. AI can act as a personal security guard for your assets, constantly monitoring for threats. It can analyze the smart contracts you're about to interact with and warn you if they contain malicious code or known vulnerabilities. It can even help with things like managing your private keys, making the entire experience of using crypto safer and less intimidating for the average person. AI isn't just about making money, it's also about not losing it. While the potential benefits of AI and crypto are enormous, it's crucial to look at the other side of the coin. Every powerful new technology comes with risks, and the combination of AI and finance is no exception. One of the biggest concerns is the potential for AI to create and amplify financial bubbles. An AI that is trained on historical data might learn that buying into a rising asset is a profitable strategy. If many AIs are using similar models, they could all start buying the same asset at the same time, artificially pumping the price to unsustainable levels. This creates a feedback loop where rising prices trigger more AI buying, leading to a massive bubble built on algorithmic momentum rather than real value. Then there's the risk of what happens when that bubble pops. If a single widely used algorithm has a flaw or encounters a market event it wasn't trained for, it could trigger a sudden massive sell-off. Because these systems operate at machine speed, a flash crash could happen in seconds, wiping out billions of dollars in value before any human has a chance to intervene. The interconnected nature of the market means that one AI's failure could cascade through the system, triggering other AIs to sell as well. This creates a systemic risk where the entire market becomes vulnerable to a single point of failure in a popular algorithm. We could lose control before we even realize what's happening. Cybersecurity and manipulation are also major threats. Malicious actors can use AI for evil just as easily as others can use it for good. Imagine an AI designed to spread fake news and disinformation across social media, specifically to manipulate the sentiment around a particular coin. It could create thousands of fake accounts and generate realistic-sounding posts to artificially create hype for a pump and dump scheme. It's already hard for humans to distinguish real news from fake news. It will be even harder when the fake news is being generated and spread by an intelligent machine. This makes the market more vulnerable to manipulation than ever before. Finally, there is the issue of privacy. One of the original appeals of crypto was the ability to transact with a degree of anonymity. However, AI is incredibly good at pattern recognition. Even on a pseudo-anonymous blockchain like Bitcoin, AI can analyze transaction graphs and public data to de-anonymize users and link their wallet addresses to their real-world identities. As AI gets better at tracking every transaction, the privacy that many crypto users value could be eroded. We are moving towards a transparent financial system, which has benefits for fighting crime, but it also means that every financial move we make could be tracked, analyzed, and logged by a machine. For a long time, the world of crypto and the world of traditional government finance seemed like they were on opposite teams. Crypto was the decentralized, anti-establishment upstart, while central banks represented the old guard of centralized control. But that is changing, and AI is the bridge that is bringing these two worlds together. Central banks around the globe are now actively exploring and developing their own central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. These are essentially digital versions of a country's national currency, like a digital dollar or a digital euro, issued and backed by the government. And you can bet that AI will be at the very core of how these systems are managed. A government-run CBDC would give central banks an unprecedented level of insight into and control over the economy. They could use AI to monitor the flow of money in real time, track inflation with pinpoint accuracy, and identify signs of economic trouble much earlier than they can with today's tools. During a recession, they could instantly distribute stimulus payments directly to citizens' digital wallets. They could even implement more complex monetary policies like setting interest rates that automatically adjust based on an individual's spending habits or on broader economic data, all powered by sophisticated AI models. This represents a complete reimagining of how a central bank manages a nation's economy. This move by governments is happening alongside the entry of major tech and finance companies. Startups that combine AI and blockchain are attracting massive amounts of venture capital funding. Companies like Fetch.ai are building platforms for autonomous economic agents, AI programs that can perform tasks and transact with each other on behalf of individuals or businesses. Think of an AI that can automatically find the cheapest electricity for your smart home, negotiate a price, and pay for it with crypto, all without any human intervention. These platforms are building the foundational infrastructure for a future machine-to-machine economy. The combination of government-backed digital currencies and corporate AI platforms creates a powerful new financial ecosystem. While decentralized cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin will likely still exist, they may find themselves competing with highly efficient, AI-optimized, state-sanctioned digital currencies. This raises a fundamental question about the future of decentralization. Will the original cypherpunk vision of a world free from central control survive, or will it be co-opted and absorbed into a new, more efficient but ultimately more centralized system managed by government and corporate AI? The battle for the future of money is no longer just about crypto versus banks, it's about which form of digital money will dominate. The convergence of AI and crypto is giving rise to some truly futuristic concepts, and one of the most interesting is the evolution of the DAO, or Decentralized Autonomous Organization. A DAO is an organization that is run by rules encoded as smart contracts on a blockchain. Decisions are typically made by members who vote with tokens. But what happens when you replace the human voters with AI? You get what some are calling an AI DAO, an organization that is not just decentralized but truly autonomous. It could have a mission, like investing in green energy projects or funding medical research, and its AI would make all the decisions to achieve that mission without any human input. Imagine a venture capital fund that runs entirely on its own. The AI DAO would scan the market for promising new startups, conduct due diligence by analyzing their business plans and code, negotiate investment terms, and transfer the funds, all automatically. Any profits it makes would be reinvested according to its core programming. This entity could exist indefinitely, constantly learning and adapting its investment strategy to maximize its impact or returns. This moves beyond AI as a tool for humans, and into the realm of AI as an independent economic actor in its own right, a true corporate entity with no employees, no CEO, and no board of directors. Perhaps even more revolutionary is the idea that anyone can now create a new currency with the help of AI. In the past, launching a new cryptocurrency required deep technical knowledge of cryptography and blockchain technology. Now, AI-powered platforms are emerging that can automate much of this process. A user could simply define the parameters they want for their new coin, its name, its total supply, its purpose, and an AI could generate the underlying smart contract code, design the tokenomics, and even help deploy it on a blockchain. This drastically lowers the barrier to entry, potentially leading to an explosion in the number of new, highly specialized digital currencies. This new reality is creating what some call a fully autonomous economy. It's an ecosystem where AI agents, AI DAOs, and AI-generated currencies interact and transact with each other, creating value with minimal human oversight. Your personal AI could pay an autonomous taxi service run by an AI DAO using a currency that was itself created by an AI. This creates incredible efficiency, but it also raises profound questions. In an economy run by machines, what is the role of human labor? How is value distributed? And how do we ensure that this autonomous system remains aligned with human interests and values? We are building a powerful new world, and we need to be careful about what we are building. We are standing at the edge of a massive economic transformation. The fusion of artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency is creating a new financial paradigm, one that is faster, more efficient, and more autonomous than anything we have ever seen before. The power to analyze markets, execute trades, manage assets, and even create money is shifting from human hands to intelligent algorithms. This isn't a distant future possibility, it is happening right now. The question is no longer whether this change is coming, but whether we are prepared to adapt to it. Will we be the masters of this new technology, or will we risk losing control to the very systems we've created? The path forward is not a simple one. There are incredible opportunities for those who understand this new landscape. AI can democratize access to sophisticated financial tools, create immense efficiencies, and potentially build a more stable and logical global economy. However, the risks are just as real. The potential for algorithmic flash crashes, widespread manipulation, the erosion of privacy, and the concentration of power in the hands of those who control the best AI are serious concerns that we must address. Ignoring these challenges would be a massive mistake. We have to build guardrails and ethical frameworks into these systems from the very beginning. So, what can you do? The most important thing is to educate yourself. Don't be intimidated by the jargon. Start learning the basics of how AI and blockchain work. Follow the news about AI-powered crypto projects and central bank digital currencies. Understand the tools that are becoming available. The more you know, the better prepared you will be to make informed decisions about your own financial future. Whether you choose to invest in these new technologies, use AI-powered financial tools, or simply want to understand the world your children will inherit, knowledge is your most valuable asset. The choice to remain ignorant is a choice to be left behind. In the end, the future is not something that just happens to us, it's something we build. The AI-powered economy is not yet fully formed. We, as individuals and as a society, still have the power to shape its development. We can demand transparency from the companies and governments building these systems. We can advocate for ethical AI and privacy-preserving technologies. We can learn to work alongside these intelligent machines, using them as powerful tools to enhance our own capabilities. The ultimate decision rests with you. Will you be a passive observer in this new era, or will you take the steps needed to understand it, engage with it, and define your own place in the AI-powered world of tomorrow?